we are here to have a discussion on so many issues that are happening in Nigeria, but we want to dwell in this 2025, we want to emphasize the fact that we are going to be talking more on solutions and not necessarily the problem. So on each day that we're going to have this Active Citizens Connect program between the hours of 1:30 and 4:30 in the evening is to connect to active citizens across Nigeria who wish to speak out, who wish to communicate on what is happening in their area. But we need also to be conscious of the fact that we need no longer dwell on the issues of talking about the problems, but rather to be talking about solutions. That is where we are. And again, I need, as usual, to introduce you to the Active Citizens Movement. And I'll just basically set our objectives to be known for those who are just coming for the first time. Our objectives really are rooted in a vision of justice, equity, and progress. We seek a Nigeria where every child, regardless of their background, has access to quality education. A country where governance is transparent and leaders are held accountable by the people they serve. A society where justice prevails and no one is above the law. We at Active Citizens here are driven by the hope of a Nigeria where economic opportunities abound and poverty is a relic of the past. A nation where every citizen, from the fishermen in Bayelsa to the market traders in Onitsha, can strive in dignity. Welcome to Active Citizens Media. With me in the studio, I have a guest, a very special guest, Professor Uche Collins Nwogugu, who is the chairman of Anisa Cooperative Society, and also doubles as the chairman Coalition of Cooperative Societies in Awka South Local Government of Nigeria. So we are dealing here with individuals who dare to take a stand in different communities. And of course, we have that in the Professor Uche Collins Nwogugu. Welcome to the show, Prof.
Thank you very much, and good evening, listener.
Thank you. Okay, so we are going to dive into our discussion is always about providing solutions. And the solutions we are talking about today has to deal with the role of cooperatives. We understand that you as the chairman of the Anisa Cooperative in Awka here and also doubling as the chairman of the coalition. I understand you have over 200 cooperatives who has come together to form a coalition for a betterment of their own constituency, to their senatorial district and their communities in general. So let's start this very conversation with a question of the intentions of the advocacy, inclusivity in constituency project, which is a project that I believe your coalition has come together to bring about to its fruition. So I want to know how your coalition is planning, moving ahead to make sure that they at least have some sort of an oversight function on these constituency projects going on at different constituencies across Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kanu, for this opportunity. Well, the coalition is about the coming together of individual cooperative societies in the local government to start with. And why do we need to come together? You hear of the theory of broom. When you remove a single broom, it's easier to break it. But when you pull it together, it's difficult to break. Each cooperative society has an objective of surviving and making progress and making business. But this day, where economic conditions make it difficult for individuals to survive, the best thing is to coalesce, come together, to enable each member of the cooperative society to survive, either by sharing information or sharing opportunity, especially in the present circumstance where we have what we call constituency projects. Federal government has a large heart in incorporating that in the Constitution to enable our representative to, as a channel anyway, to make them represent them in communities. So over time, maybe because we have not coalesced, the thing have been going on and unchecked. And when you look at the statistics, you find a huge amount of money spent year by year at each budget. And this project is supposed to be spent on the community where individual business people, cooperatives exist. So the projects are cited and mentioned. Poverty is still struggling in the community. So today, the active citizen, which I'm a member, Cooperative as a member, thought it wise that we go to the grassroots to bring individual cooperative society together, at least to monitor the execution of this concerted project by way of oversight function. Of course, what do we mean by oversight? Inspecting the projects that are done. Not even to talk about participating in executing the project for now, so that we can call it our own. If it's a project that's given to a particular society, the society can now own it. In most cases, after project execution, people regard it as government project. At the end of the day, the whole thing will vanish. Either it will be vandalized. But we feel that when we coalesce and ensure that such projects are cited in our community, it becomes our own, a public project that serves us. So that is one of the basic reasons why we decided to coalesce.
Okay, let me again come, talking about this advocacy for, people coming together and creating awareness in general. I understand there are in Oka South local government, there are over 1,000 registered cooperatives.
Yes.
And I want to know how your coalition is going about bringing together that very awareness to all your members to be inclusive in this very quest for inclusivity or participation on not just on the execution of this project, but as you said, oversight function. What is the awareness? How are you people taking? Is it from community to community or reaching out through trunk criers or going to radio station? How are you people making this come together? Because I envisaged the last meeting that you people invited me to speak on, I see a massive crowd there. So I'm kind of looking, how do you people come about in a very short time of this year, come about so much number of people who are interested in being partakers in the quest for being part of this very constituency project?
Very wonderful question. For your question, I can point three things. That by mere announcing that there's going to be a meeting, you had a large turnout. That means our people are good followers.
They are active citizens.
Yeah, they're active citizens. Two, they want solution. Three, they just gave up, because there has not been any call for such meeting. So advocacy in this case, in some aspect, they call it conscientization, making them to know that there are possibilities, there are solutions, and these are things to do. So that's what we are, and we use different methods. For instance, announcing, even from word of mouth, from mouth to mouth, we're able to observe the number that turned out. Now, talk more of when we now engage in radio advertisement or town crier. The point is, everybody got to know that the only way to eradicate poverty, to create good life, is by enabling people to be busy, to be active. And the best way to be active is by a group of 5, 6, 7, 8 forming cooperative society. And it is not a new concept. In the olden days, our fathers formed a group where they now help each member to do farming, so that they can harvest.
Support themselves.
Support themselves. Even in marriage, sometimes they contribute a susu, as it's called today, so that each of them at a certain age will do what their mates do. In building houses, they also contribute. So today, we are in a society where money and some level of development is current. So, and the way society changes sometimes leads some people into anonymity. So the need for, what do you call it as, Advocacy.
Yeah, so, Prof, let me again, the Anissa Cooperative in Oka, which I believe you founded or you are the chairman, for how long have they been in existence? How many years?
Thank you very much. The word Anissa stands for Anambra Non-Indigenous Association, you know. Of course, you know that people often leave their place to go to another place because they feel that when they go to other place, they have opportunity of having their dreams come true. In Anambra State here in Oka South, we have different people outside people from Anambra State.
Who are residents.
Here, doing business. The houses are selling their cattle. The other people are engaging in different kinds of business, and people are all surging every day. So, and yes, there are those who are here that are economically stable, but the new entrants, you know, find it difficult to engage in some meaningful economic effort, which tends to expose them to some attitude that are against the society, crime and things like that. So I now suggested to the association that the best way to help ourselves is to form a cooperative society, contribute money, create some form of engagement, so that we can now do business in the state we reside. It will receive. So in the next, I will have people from all states that are in police and civil defense, they're everywhere, so long as you're not from this state, doing good business.
Okay, why I asked
so, and we have been here for just about 3 years. It's recent.
About 3 years, okay. And within this very 3 years period, which I believe started either 2021, 2022, as the case might be, have you been able to, or have your cooperative had the opportunity to assess any intervention coming from the government?
No, the initial problem I had actually was the feeling that we are not part of the state. It's a kind of marginalization until we now say we pay tax here, we engage in meaningful activity here, and we bring peace here. So we should be included in government something. During the COVID, when palliative were given, none was given to non-indigenous, and we said it, you know. So because of that's why we now went inwards to tell the world that non-indigenous is the 22nd local government in Anambra State, because we participate in almost everything. Ayamelo will do rice farm, will do many things, and contribute to the GDP of the state. So, but we have not been able to assess all these things called constituency projects. Interventions, you know. And we have not given up. We look forward to a day when the cooperative society will come together, so that we'll now use it as a way of giving back to the Anambra State that has played host to all the non-indigenous.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Let's take a short break, and when we come back, we dive into the role of this cooperative and the coalitions coming together. Do not go away. We'll be right back.
Are you planning a trip to Anambra State, Nigeria, and you need a place of comfort, a place to relax and catch some fun? Well, Don Reed's Hotel and Suites Oka is the place to be. Don Reed's Hotel is equipped with luxurious rooms ranging from the standard rooms, the deluxe rooms, the executive rooms, the presidential suites, apartments with special features. The amenities in this room include a smart TV with multiple TV channels, the king-size wardrobe, the uninterrupted power supply, the water heater, free Wi-Fi, and more. They will treat you with a complimentary breakfast from their exquisite cuisine, not leaving out their superior waiting lounge and exciting bar. The outdoor area has a casino and games with private swimming pool and exercise arena. The gym, of course, is enabled with sporting gadgets for your physical fitness. The grandeur of Don Reed's environment leaves you in total awe. Visit Don Reed's Hotel and Suites today and experience the comfort away from home.
Okay, welcome back to the show. As usual, we are with Professor Uche Collins Nwogugu, who happens to be the chairman of the coalition of cooperative societies here in Awka South local government of Anambra State. So, Prof, I know our time is up, but I need to go into the coalitions proper, the linkages with the active citizens, and of course, moving towards the proposed town hall meeting, where I believe that all the stakeholders in Awka South local government are being invited to a town hall meeting where they are going to be meeting with their senator representative, and they're going to be meeting their House of Rep members to discuss the way forward on the inclusion of the cooperatives on oversight functions within their communities. So tell us a little bit more about your preparations towards that. Do you already have a date?
Yeah, we, for the town hall meeting, we have a tentative date, of course, on the 28th of February. You know, and our minds and prayers are towards that. It's a town hall meeting. It's not a judgment meeting. It's a town hall because all the segments and strata of the society will have to come and ask questions about Commonwealth, you know. And this coalition, from 27th of December, when the idea came and was accepted by all the cooperatives, we had a second meeting where we agreed to form a coalition. Of course, you know, coalition is not merger. It's an association of individual people to pursue a cause that will affect them positively.
Yeah.
So we agreed. We had the first meeting, second meeting where volunteers came to say they're going to drive it, and the 20th of January meeting, where all the people from all the nook and crannies of local government came. They accepted it, and the presentation was done incidentally by the anchor of this program, where we got to know that a lot of water have been passing through our legs, you know, and yet the cooperative societies are idle, not having work to do, and of course, we say yes. It's not enough to give a hungry man fish, but it's sufficient to teach him how to fish, so that he can now make it up himself, and that is the basics of this town hall meeting.
And when we get to the town hall meeting, the expectation is that the senator representing the Anambra Central Senatorial District should be available to talk to his constituents, and also the House of the Federal House of Representative member is expected to be there. And I believe the advocacy is for the inclusion of the cooperative society on oversight functions within these very constituency projects happening within their communities, correct?
Yes, right, all right. Of course, you see, the reason why we need to have our representative at federal level to come to us is because by the next election time, they will come to us to seek for our vote. And maybe by seeking for our vote, they do some enticement, monetize our conscience, you know. But we say, when we are not together, it is easier to conquer us and get what they want. And before they became representative as senators, they were ordinary members of the society like us. Now, ascending to that position, they become bigger than us. And of course, there's something about having a representative. And it's through that channel that this constituency project comes. And there's not been any avenue where they call town hall meeting, which they're supposed to say, this is what I've got for you, this is what I've done, this is who and who does it.
Yeah, Prof, let me just take this. You just mentioned something that strike a bell. Do you mean that in the past 2 years plus that the senator or the House of Rep member representative has not called for a town hall meeting that you are aware of?
Never seen. There's not been any such thing.
So you are taking, the coalition is taking it upon themselves now to call for a town hall meeting where they are going to have their representatives available. I don't think it's a bad thing to do.
No, it is not. Because if they take us for granted by not doing what they're supposed to do. We now have to do it and call them to let us know. How do we stand? How have you done the consulting project? Who and who has it benefited? And who did it? For now, a lot of questions will come around it. We are not probing them. We say, for the future consulting project which will come, we want to see where it is done. Usually, the best global practice is this. For anyone to cite any project in a community, there has to be what is called needs assessment. And you ask questions on how focus group discussion from of the people who are hosting it and make them to own the project. But a situation where you bring the project all of a sudden and have it there, and after that you go, then you take a video and whatever and go and report that I've done it. When the people around there do not know what's happening. At the end of the day, vandals will come and vandalize something. And nobody will say who are this, which have been happening over time. So this is the time when, so to speak, that the people have started to get some power to themselves by way of doing oversight function of the constituency project that is contained and given in the budget and given to the community every budget year. So I don't think it's a wrong thing. We are not probing our brothers and sisters at that place, but we are making them to know that without all behind them, the next time it may be difficult to have them there.
Okay, let me get this clarity, Prof. I believe, yes, you have said this to me, but I also want you to talk to the audience about this. There's insinuations that your coalition is kind of either probing the senators or in other way trying to insinuate that they have done projects and also consummated the money or stuff like that. Is that a situation in hand or nobody is probing anybody?
Yeah, we don't have intention of probing them. Never. You know, we have not said they have done anything that's abnormal.
Okay.
Because we share also in the fault.
Okay.
Where people are not together, they will not be able to ask questions.
Yes.
So we assume that what I have done in the past is taking advantage of the fact that we have not come together to ask questions.
Good.
That is it. You know, remember, we are not killing them, assassinating their character. They are our own, our
Yes.
brother and our sister. And we love them. So, but what we want to do is by way of helping them to succeed. Yes, we help them to succeed and make their career brighter by asking questions, sitting with us, telling us how things are done. And if they didn't do it well, we say you should do it well. But where they refuse, they are now trying to make themselves opening to the people. In that case, it will not go well. So, town hall meeting will make us together, will bring us together. We tell them that, look, we are not happy with the way you abandoned us or not carrying us along. We want that to change. You know, let the past be past and let us face the future. And with that, we now will be consulted on what type of project to invest or to spend money on in the constituency project.
Yeah, I think, Prof, you have nailed it down. So thank you so much, viewers. It is very clear from the coalition of cooperative societies in Awka South local government, which is Anambra Central Senatorial District. We believe that what the coalition is doing is simply to come together and make things to happen, taking action on what is happening within their community. And of course, like the Prof has emphasized, they are not trying to probe the senator rep or the House of Representative member, but they are simply trying to bring about a position where everybody is in a room and they talk about their inclusion on the projects that is within their communities. And not just about their oversight function, but I believe personally that cooperative societies are also business-oriented and should be inclusive on these projects in one way or the other. not just oversight functions. I mean, they could also bid for these projects through their representative. So thank you very much, Professor Uche Collins Nwogugu, who is also the chairman of this very coalition. Thank you for being here. It's a pleasure having you, and I believe that we'll be having more of you as we work towards your February 28th proposed town hall meeting. Thank you so much for being with us. And of course, viewers, we expect that every one of us will do the diligent thing of being an active citizen. Share this video, like it, so that other people will know that we are no longer coming out every day to talk about the cho-cho-cho of the problems in Nigeria, but we are looking at the situations of solving the problem, the solutions. And we believe that the cooperative societies are a structural framework where the grassroots structure could start by creating about transparency and accountability from the grassroots. And of course, once there is transparency and accountability, we believe the obvious thing that will happen is that the corruption level will reduce. And that does not insinuate that the senators or the House of Rep members who are handling this project are corrupt. Not at all. So thank you so much for being with us. Like, share, and of course, do give us a thumbs up. Until tomorrow when we come your way again. Bye for now.